Greetings from Costa Rica, folks. Have you ever fantasized about running a local news program? Well, I certainly have, and today I want to do something reminiscent of our famous local news programs from back home in Indiana. I have one of the best, absolutely world-class teams of people working with me every day. And today we are going to bring in all of these amazing people into our broadcast with field reports from the different locations that they are currently. We have folks in Avellanas, Negra, Tamarindo, even the Central Valley, ready to bring you live local news updates and important information about what's going on. If you haven't already, you should be sure to subscribe to my channel. I have almost 400 videos about Costa Rica, moving here, taxes, everything about investing in the country. So don't hesitate to give me a subscribe. Also, I have organized all of my best real estate videos, the most informational ones, into this playlist. You can hold up your phone to the screen right now and scan that QR code, and you will immediately be taken to a link with 15 or 18 of the world's best real estate videos from Costa Rica, Matt. Anyway, folks, as always on Friday, I greatly appreciate you joining me. In just a moment, we'll be live with Camille in Playa Avellanas. Stay tuned. Greetings, Camille. How are things in Avellanas?
Well, wonderful, Matt. Hi, everybody. Look, in Avellanas is this time of year where the crowd is gone, the wind has stopped, the water is warm, we have big swell coming in, so everybody is enjoying a great time here in Playa Avellanas. And also two of the big projects, the new projects in Avellanas have broken ground recently. The Numandi, right? And also the Ave Moana.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were talking about those projects recently in, discussing the Avellanas market. But one question, so you said the water is warm right now. Is that always in April in this part of the world? I'm honestly just ignorant as to what determines the ocean temperature. What months is the water warm?
Well, I mean, warmer for me may be very hot for someone else. I've begun, very picky since I've been here for a long time and living in the tropics. But like for me, when there is a lot of wind from February to April, then the water definitely cools down here. So it's not my favorite. Again, like for me, it's like cold, but it's never really cold here. But then when the wind stops, which it did since last weekend, now it's back to normal, warm, slightly hot for other people.
Absolutely. No, I've always tried to figure that out because it can be completely random when I show up at the beach as to whether it's freezing cold or wonderfully warm. I'm glad you're getting a little bit of a down season, though, and it's always nice to have that break. Tell me, where are you sitting? It looks very luxurious there in your background, the pool, everything. What location are you?
Thank you. Yes. So, well, I'm in Playa Avellanas, of course, and I'm sitting by the pool at one of my favorites listing in Avellanas, and all of them, it's called Casa Rosa. It's this beautiful, fully remodeled, modern, tropical home, which has, like, as you can see, a very magazine style outdoor, very beautiful.
Absolutely. I've only been to Casa Rosa once. I was really impressed because there are not a lot of homes for sale in Avellanas that give you your own property. It's not part of a villa development. You're not, squashed on top of other people. You have your own private yard there in the back. How far does it take to walk from Casa Rosa out to Playa Avellanas itself?
So, well, it's a great location because it's tucked in a street that's parallel to the main road, and you can walk to Avellanas in about 15 minutes.
Awesome. Yeah, there are a lot of people who would love to walk to Avellanas in just 15 minutes. There are not a lot of properties that give you the opportunity to do that. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how many square feet before we go to our next correspondent, Camille?
So we have 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plus 2 half bathrooms on the first level. So it's a 2-level home, and it sits on almost half an acre lot, and the square
Yep.
footage is about 3,000 square feet.
And you have 2 half bathrooms, so you can really throw some serious parties at Casa Rosa and have people coming in and out all night without any problems. Even if one toilet clogs, you've got a backup half bath downstairs.
Yes, exactly. And when you're at the pool, you don't need to go in the house. So there is a half bath just behind me here. So it's been drafted, to be very comfortable and like easy, and very homey.
Amazing. Awesome. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing you here in Junquillal in about an hour and 15 minutes for our showing together. Looking
Yes.
forward to showing your new exclusive listing here in town with our clients coming up. Thanks very much, Camille and Avellanas. Next, folks, like I promised, we have Jurgen in Playa Negra. Jurgen,
Hi,
tell me
Matt.
what's going on. What's
How are you?
happening in the Callejones Negra area? I'm great. How are you?
Great, and you? Hi, everybody. Well, Callejones and Playa Negra is a small town. It's always quiet. You can walk along at the beach. Today we have a very interesting activity. There was a beach cleanup with the school from Los Parcos in Playa Negra. So they put
Cool.
a new place that you can leave your garbage. So I think it's a good initiative for the and we have good waves, sandy beach, so we're enjoying not too much crowded place.
Now, I see you running. Do you also surf?
Yes, yes.
Oh, gosh. Jurgen's just the man I wish I was. Uh, and so the swell right now, Camille mentioned that as well. Is that something you would regularly find sort of mid-April? It's always going to be a good time of year to be in that Negra Avellanas area? Or is it just at this particular time, something happened out in the Pacific and we're getting great swell?
Yeah, well, basically we have good water, warm water the whole year, and we have different swells. But this area, Playa Negra, Callejones, and Avellanas, we have small summer swells between January and March, and April and May are the best months of the year to have good swells. There's not northwest swells and southwest swells, so this is the perfect time to spend surfing here.
This is great. I'm learning tons, and I need to touch base with you all more often because the whole ocean and the way currents happen and the swells, etc. Were not part of my vocabulary in Indianapolis, Indiana, about 700 miles from the nearest body of water. Now you're sitting somewhere that looks pretty cool itself. You're on the second story of something with a gorgeous pool behind you. Tell me where you're sitting.
Yeah, well, thank you. We're sitting. My wife and I have 4 apartments that we rent. They're located in Paradise Trails. This is a nice neighborhood. Has been developed like 18 years ago. The last 4 years have new constructions and new lots available. But this is a nice place.
Cool. How much would a lot currently cost me in Paradise Trails? What could I find? Like if I wanted one of those bigger 5,000 square meter lots or an acre and a quarter, do you have any of those? And how much would those cost in Paradise Trails right now?
Yeah, we have one that is 5,000 square meters. Is for $150,000, and we have the small ones that in the public road. They have mixed use that can be commercial and residential, and they are for $80 the square meter.
Okay, very cool. Let me bring this up here. I want to show everybody where we're talking about so they can get a geographic sense. This neighborhood that Jurgen is sitting in is not that far from the beach. We're talking what, a Man, I got to be able to find it faster than this. Here we are. No, we're still not there. There we are. Coming up down to Callejones. How can I not find
There
this
it
right
is.
now?
Yeah, it's in the middle.
It's in the middle. I'm looking right at it.
Yeah, Latinos, and then the
Oh, absolutely. Here we are. Jurgen is sitting in this building. How much? So you guys have those 4 apartments for rent. Just curious, how much would it cost me to come over there and rent one of those apartments?
well, for now that we're starting the green season. That now is not crowded. Is like $100 per night. That's the
Wow,
average price. Yeah,
very nice. And there you've got those pools that we're seeing in the background.
yeah. You
This
have to.
place has been there for a while, but no, I'm. These pools have always been sort of a matter of interest to me, just because no one uses them, and in this little spot, it seems like it'd be an ideal rental to be able to sort of have your own private compound with just 4 apartments. You walk down to Playa Callejones, this absolutely, just picturesque sort of, fishing beach here in the community. And it's only a 2-minute drive down to the water. $100 a night is very reasonable in the green season. Um, Glad to hear you were out cleaning up the beach in Negra. I know those beach cleanups are basically a never-ending struggle, and there is no way that we will ever get all the garbage off the beach. But the importance of taking the kids there and showing them where their garbage ends up is really the thing.
Yeah.
Look at, do you recognize any of this stuff? Oh, look, it's a juice bottle. It's, all of the stuff that they buy at the pulperia. How did this end up on the beach? Let's talk about it. And good for you for getting out there and volunteering, Jurgen in Negra. Next on our tour here, folks, as we take, sorry, I just sort of cut Jurgen out there. If you wanted to say anything else, you're done. Bye, Jurgen.
Yeah.
Next, on our whirlwind tour around the Guanacaste Peninsula, our correspondent in Tamarindo, Mariam Rodriguez, is live. And how are things going in Tamarindo, Mariam? Are
Hi,
things quieting down now?
hi, everyone. Yes, well, Tamarindo is always busy, even if people had gone, after the Easter week and everything. But yeah, it kind of like slowed down a little bit, but still quite busy here all the time. Tamarindo is very popular. I would say it's one of, if it's not the main, tourism hub, it will be one of the most important ones. So yeah, it's nice, windy, sunny, and beautiful.
Now tell me, is the Los Hobos Road currently dirt, paved, or somewhere in between?
It's completely done. It's paved. It's great. Those are the greatest news so far. So yeah, it's ready. Yeah, and it's
Folks, let's talk about the Los Hobos Road and how important this is to Playa Tamarindo. Many of you will remember that there's basically one primary route into town. This road here that you would typically come in from Villa Real, where you're on the main highway, you dip off there and you come into Tamarindo. Well, that was the only paved road into town for, as long as any of us have been around. And now finally they made basically a paved horseshoe, and there is a new road that you can take in and out of Tamarindo. I called it the Los Hobos Road. It's this gray line right here that I'm showing with Google Maps. You want to turn off of, the main highway at Goyo, and you can get onto the Los Hobos Road. Hallelujah that it's finally paved. Traffic in Tamarindo was getting pretty bad, wouldn't you say?
absolutely. Now it's just 5 minutes to get to Villarreal and out of Tamarindo from that road.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, when she's taking the kids in for their music lessons or for tennis or whatever, that has been revolutionary. It used to depend on whether or not you could get out. Los Hobos was whether or not the road was in good condition. And now to have that horseshoe Oh my gosh, that'll just improve traffic so much.
Absolutely.
There's some other big news in Tamarindo, though. Tell us where you are sitting.
Well, I am sitting here at the Air Condos studio, office. Sorry. Basically, the Air Condos is the newest project here in Tamarindo, just across the street from the beautiful beach. In the entrance of El Tesoro. So basically, Air Condos are 26 luxury units. That yeah, with very luxury
That
and
are just underway, right? They haven't even broken ground really on the site. They've done earth
not yet.
moving. Yeah. But you're sitting in the sales office as they get ready to start listing these condos and find buyers. The location is great. But in Tamarindo, you don't currently see new condos being offered in this strip. And the strip that we're talking about is right here as you come into town. Really what is the prime spot, because you have the Tamarindo surf break out here in front. The area has Witches Rock. It's the area with pangas and all kinds of amazing beachfront businesses. Those condos aren't beachfront though, and I'm trying to find the exact location just here. I think is this the site of the future condos I'm looking at here, right across from Pangas?
Yes, there. That's the place. Correct. Just at the entrance of El Tesoro.
Yeah, El Tesoro itself is a luxury neighborhood in Tamarindo. I mean, the homes in there are worth millions of dollars, and you've got a new condo project, as Mariam said, 26 luxury condos going in right here. You are walking across the street to the beach. And importantly, you're doing it at the surf spot in Tamarindo. You're not down further. You do see that town is a little bit rowdy as you go a little bit further along. These condos are located in the spot that's just right at the entrance, and I feel not right in the heart of that party district.
Absolutely.
Well, that's very exciting news, Mariam. So, um, as someone who is from Villarreal, did you ever imagine that they were going to actually pave the Los Hobos Road, or did you think it was just a myth?
Well, I was kind of hopeless at some point, but we see Tamarindo is growing and growing and continues to grow. So that was very necessary, to be done. I remember walking that road many years ago, and it was impossible to get in. Only cows and mud. What you basically saw there, and back in that time. But it's now our reality, and we're very happy.
Congratulations to everybody who will benefit from now not having to sit in that traffic going into Tamarindo. It should be life-changing, especially for the people who live down towards Langosta. The people who live right along that Los Hobos Road, there are some Costa Rican families who've been there forever. They've got their little houses along creeks and the rios back there. They have been living under a pile of dust as other traffic uses that road for many years. It was a dirt road. Their lungs are immediately just going to change. I feel happy for the people who will not have to deal with that amount of dust anymore. So
and
amazing.
Right? We're going to have new properties coming in that location, and it's great because it's super close to Tamarindo, and definitely we're going to see some great options.
It will change a lot. Mariam, thank you very much for joining us today. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Matt. Bye.
Bye-bye. Our last visit, actually, we have two last visitors. One of the folks who is not yet here in Guanacaste, who is, in the Star Wars order of things, she would sort of be the up-and-coming Jedi. I think it's called a Padawan. I'm sorry to say it that way. But our Padawan, Silvia Rodriguez, is in the Central Valley. Silvia, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
First of all, I want to talk about Where the heck are you?
I know. I wish I'll be there with you now that I see all those backgrounds and see all day talking is wonderful because I remember being there and
Yeah, you lived here how many years ago?
I lived there 8 years ago for almost, I would say, 17 years in
Hmm.
Tamarindo. Cheers! I join you with a chamomile tea.
Yeah, cheers. It's a Friday. It's been a long week. I was never going to make it through a broadcast without a Modelo or
it's
two.
it's
Go
a
ahead.
it's a pleasure. Hello, everyone. It's noon around here in San Jose. As you can see, I'm a little bit elevated on the scenario. It's it's a beautiful weather,
Yeah,
and
how warm is it there? Your temperature is not the same as it is here in
no,
Guanacaste.
actually, I'm sitting in the east side of San Jose, which is I
Okay.
would say 45 minutes from the airport. If
Okay.
you don't travel during rush hour, um,
We
so
had we had Sylvia send us her live location. Here you can see where I am, the blue dot out here in Guanacaste. Sylvia is on the east side of San Jose, just in sitting in the you called it what was the name Granadilla neighborhood.
Granadilla is actually where all my family lives around here. Um,
Okay.
Most of them, and there's a reason. We're about 1,300 over sea level, and
Oh.
it's very unusual now that it's very hot, and it's because the rain is about to come. So I don't know if you see the clouds right here. We are during the transition from dry season to the rainy season, and so all the clouds is here, so it gets really hot, but it's not as hot, like the beach. Beautiful
Yeah, I was
hot,
gonna say you said it was 28 degrees there.
about 85 Fahrenheit.
Yeah. No, and we're definitely a good 10 to 20 degrees hotter than that in the sunny times of days here in Guanacaste right now. Now, during the rainy season, tell me, do you guys ever get what we call a temporal out here in Guanacaste, where you have 2 weeks of solid rain in the Central Valley?
Yes, mostly I will say October, September, October it rains really hard. It rains really, really
Okay,
like nonstop. But you get the beauty out of it. Like also, you get the beauty of,
absolutely.
yeah, and
So that whole area is just, people here almost explicitly or 100% on my channel about Guanacaste, the beaches, the palm trees, the ocean, the sand. The Central Valley is endless mountain views. You're
yes,
staring up at big, beautiful volcanoes everywhere you go. The temperature is very relatively mild compared to
hmm,
Guanacaste. And yeah, it's almost like I love the feeling when you're down in there and you everywhere you look, always there are just massive, impressive hills around you. The landscape is so broken. It's an entirely different place that brings an incredible beauty to it as well.
absolutely. Actually, there's two really hot spots I would call. Besides the west side of San Jose, which is closer to the airport, which it got a big boom, like developments, condominiums, like really beautiful villas, colonial style. And now,
Okay.
but that's a little bit crowded as we speak. And so now we have a second boom, which is the east side where I am, and it's due the elevation, the weather, the amount of hospitals and clinics and private schools that they open up. Like it's just growing and growing. So you find condominiums from 150,000 up to homes for like millions.
Well, don't talk about those condominiums for 150,000 on my channel because we've run out of those here. You're also talking about condominiums in high-rise buildings where there are
Oh yes,
probably 40 or 50 of them, and you live above and below a lot of people.
yes,
So
yes,
here,
exactly.
as Sylvia was mentioning, Alajuela, the location of the international airport in San Jose,
Mhm.
is up here. And so they're seeing a boom sort of out in this direction. And I've noticed it when we come into San Jose on the rare occasions we do, when you start approaching the city, the amount of construction that's going on is really crazy. I mean, is it something that you feel has been cycles of development, or is this just something new that is booming in San Jose?
I would say is this, yeah, the cycling of development. The demand is really, it's getting there. Like they seem to get it. Escazú is very similar. Like the west side of San Jose is very similar to this side of the San Jose. It's just a little bit. It changes.
Mm-hmm.
People is looking into very mild weather. Um, Most of the time,
Yeah.
and this place is close to everything. It's very well located to get into another provinces, and it's close enough to San Jose but far enough from downtown, and it's spectacular views. Absolutely. And the highway is in really good, like the roads are really good condition.
Yeah. And would you say that somebody, did San Jose go through the same thing where now during COVID, everybody was cooped up in an urban environment, and so the areas outside have also is part of the rush, people getting out of that dense area where they felt cooped up in COVID?
Exactly, I
Sounds
get
like
that.
you should just be a real estate agent out there.
No, no, the beach is way nicer.
Absolutely. Well, no, so Sylvia's been in the progress of moving herself and her family out to Guanacaste. She has joined our brokerage in spirit and is going through her, training. Um, Also, she has just hit the ground running because really she already sold real estate at Crystal Sands and had her career out here in Guanacaste a long time ago.
Mhm.
Now, when she comes back, we can't wait to unleash you again on the real estate market here in the Tamarindo area, Sylvia. We're
I
stoked
can't
that
wait.
you will be coming out.
I can't wait to see everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be great to have you. Well, the last visitor that we have
Thank you.
is not actually in our my co-broker Larry just sent us a virtual saludos from his trip to the Isla del Cocos. So we actually have a virtual treat here. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to Sylvia. Looking forward to seeing you again in Guanacaste soon.
Thank
Thanks very much for joining us and reporting from the Central Valley. Larry recently got to go to Costa Rica's pristine biological reserve, the Isla del Cocos, which is off to the west, 12 hours out into the ocean. Here I can also show you where, sorry, let's pull it up here. Isla del Cocos. Let's get an idea of just how far this is off the coast of Costa Rica. Yeah, you can see how it would take 10 or 15 hours on a boat that is only going 7 knots to get out to the Isla de Cocos. It's an amazing national park where there's absolutely minimal access for human beings. While you are there, you're not allowed to create garbage. Everything that comes in is taken out. There's only a minimal human presence allowed on the island with a biological research station. Anyway, Larry sent us some clips from the trip. I'm going to wrap up with this for today. Join us next Friday live at noon. We're going to have another inspiring Costa Rica entrepreneur on my channel. You've already seen her today. It's going to be Mariam talking about her concierge business and hooking people up with the best possible tours in Costa Rica. So let's enjoy Larry's virtual saludos from the Isla de Cocos here.